that are worth investigating.
Very true, Jeff. A special House committee just wrapped up a hearing on the issue just a few minutes ago. The lawmakers wanted to know more about delayed GI Bill payments impacting more than 73,000 veterans. Earlier this week, NBC News reported about a computer problem at the VA impacting payments covering veteran education and housing costs. Some payments were delayed months or not delivered at all. Yesterday, the VA demoted its executive director of education services and reassigned him to a regional office in Houston. Georgia has one of the highest veteran populations in the country, about 700,000. According to the VA, there were more than 10,000 homeless veterans in Georgia in 2017. Moments ago, the VA told lawmakers it thought it would have the problem fixed by August. Now it admits it has no idea when it will happen.
That was unfortunate, and you are correct. That was a mistake to give you a date. We did not understand the certainty around it, which is why now we are not giving you a date. So address ranking members' concerns. You will not leave this hearing with a date.
Dr. Lawrence, not very encouraging.
The VA recently received tens of millions of dollars to upgrade its IT system, but says it did not anticipate these kind of delays upgrading its systems. Over the past few years, the 11 Alive investigators have uncovered numerous issues related to VA mismanagement. To see some of those stories,